Tonight, from Los Angeles, California, it's a special prime time edition of the NFL on EA Sports. We'll see Matthew Stafford
EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to the City of Angels, Los Angeles, California. Along with Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, you look at this Rams team as they interplay. We're in October now, so everybody should be coming into form, shouldn't they?
They really should. And what you have now is a full routine established about what you want to get done and full focus on the season.
And a good effort on the return there. Gets him across the 30, up to the 33. So here's the Viking offense making their way out. They'll be led out by a Southern California kid. Played his college ball in L.A. at USC. At quarterback, it's Sam Darnold. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Darnold looking to start with a pass. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. Well, you and I, partner, we got the plum assignment this week. An unbeaten team against a one-loss team. Really not much separating these two entering play here today.
Not much at all, and I think for both coaches, they've looked at their team and said, guys, you got to know what you're getting into in this one, and you better be ready to go because you get to answer the question of the day. Are we as good as we think we are? We're about to find out. A lot of tight ends just use their size and their strength, try to occupy some space and kind of body people away and catch the football. But not this guy. He's a refined route runner. Makes me wonder if he took some dance classes in his background with his footwork.
On 1st and 10, Darnold looks again for T.J. Hockenson, and he's got him again. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. Back-to-back reception for him, and it's another 1st down. Well, they told us that he was just going to be a bear to defend. Usually tight ends are, Charles. He's no exception to that rule. His 2nd catch of the opening possession, and it gets him a 1st down.
Yeah, and they certainly saw something on his earlier reception. He went back and reported what he found. And one of the things about him, he's like a wide receiver to me, Brandon. He has a great sense of space and understanding where defenders are.
Yeah, we talk all the time, Charles, and it kind of gets cliche about the hands that he has, but really it's the truth. They're, for a tight end, some of the best hands in the game. Darnold's throw pulled in by Jefferson. Touchdown! Justin Jefferson hitting double digits with his 10th touchdown of the season. And the Vikings are on the board first on the road here in L.A. And he continues to be a focal point of this offense. That's now 10 touchdown catches for him on the year. Now for the point after. He's got it, and the Vikings take a 7-0 lead. So that drive, 4 plays. And it was all capped off by Justin Jefferson's touchdown reception. Minnesota's kick team ready, and the Vikings boom it away. Taking about the 1. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24. The L.A. offense going to go to work for the first time, and it is the veteran Matthew Stafford at the helm in his 16th NFL season and 4th with the Rams.
And they are in rhythm on offense because of him. I mean, right now he's got everything going the way he wants to, finding the receivers the way he wants to, looking over offenses, no interceptions is the number I lock in on. Before a touchdown pass isn't so bad either.
Yeah, what a game he had last week. First run now for Kyron Williams. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11. You look at this defense for the Vikings. They were terrific a week ago in the win over the Lions.
One thing you always look for when you're evaluating a defense, how opportunistic are they? How many takeaways do they get? How about last week's game? The number was 6. Phenomenal performance.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Now it's Stafford. A quick throw there is incomplete. And, CD, you look at this defense, what kind of pressure are they under trying to stop a team that has won 5 games in a row?
Well, to me, it makes their job harder because you know you're going up against an offense that's playing at an elite level, and sometimes you can get too caught up in trying to play the perfect game. You're trying to be too precise, too fine, instead of just letting it rip, and I think that's more the priority than trying to be absolutely perfect.
Throwing on 3rd down, Stafford. And that is knocked away in the middle of the field and incomplete.
That was their first 3rd down try of the game, and clearly something was off in the execution of that play. Good news, they've got a whole game left to clean that up and start clicking on those key 3rd down throws.
And a fair catch called for and made just inside the 35-yard line. A 40-yard punt, no return, and it will be Vikings ball, 1st and 10. The Vikings taking the field here for their 2nd drive of the game. As mentioned, this one of the hottest teams in the NFL, riding that winning streak into this one, but now playing here on Thursday night. Do you think that this helps or hurts their momentum?
Well, ordinarily, I'd say it hurts the momentum because now you get that short week. But when a team's playing as well as they are, it actually allows them to down focus, only worry about themselves and less about their opponent. So when you're playing well, you just worry about the things you're doing well and let the opponent deal with that.
And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped. He got 29 yards that time.
Well, as a coach, you absolutely love seeing your offense find their rhythm early, and that's exactly what we've seen so far. They had a touchdown on their opening drive. Now they connect here for another nice gain, 4 first downs. This offense is moving the ball well, exactly as he drew it up in practice.
So from Rams territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 38. Darnold. We're going back to the same well. It's Hockenson again. And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25. Another connection between the two. This one good for 12 and a first down. And the offense humming on the first drive. Not much has changed here on drive number 2.
No, and I think a lot of times confidence just really kicks in for a team. They may have been confident going into the game, but once you prove it on a drive, it's hard to get out of that mindset, isn't it? And look, let's face it, we can always lock in on the skill position, guys. But those big fellas up front, they're really making this offense go early in the game.
On first down, it's Darnold. He's going to find Jefferson. Nope, downfield. Touchdown, Vikings. Justin Jefferson. 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far. And the Vikings are off to a 13-0 first quarter lead. Well, this has been a flawless start for them. They score, they stop, and they score again, Charles.
Complimentary football at its finest. You just mentioned how they got it done. They scored. The defense got the ball back for them. They score again. That's the way you win ball games.
Now the try here for the point after. And it's good, and they have jumped out here to a quick 14-0 first quarter lead. The drive there only spanning 3 plays. And it's all capped off by Justin Jefferson's touchdown reception. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass to call it the 26. So the Rams coming back onto the field, their second drive of the game. And Charles, you look at these two teams, and these are those kind of litmus test games in the second half of the season that if you're a coach or a player, you can either really look forward to them or really dread them, depending on your point of view.
And if you're dreading them, you're not going to go very far in the playoffs. You need to look forward to these kind of games because here we've got division leaders, both real contenders for the NFC title. And you're right, you love having easy games on your schedule, but you need some games like this to toughen you up a bit and ensure that you're ready for the shock of playoff football.
Still 9 yards to go on second down from the 27. To throw is Stafford. Throws left side. And a loose football. And the Vikings pick up. There he goes, right side. And he is going to get this one back to the 20-yard line. 14-0 score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. Now a first down carry by Jones. And get this one down to about the 17. Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
Well, they didn't get a whole lot out of that one, but I think you got to continue to try and run it and try and keep the defense honest.
You mean or else just sit back, dare you to throw it on every down?
Yeah, you get your quarterback hit a lot that way, too.
Here's Jones again on second down. And they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9. 7 yards on the pickup there, and now they'll have it 1st and goal. They got the ball in great field position after the fumble, but this defense tried to stand tall.
They certainly are, and a lot of times after you pick up a fumble or get an interception, you have momentum on your side. You kind of walk through a defense and score. Not so fast, not in this case.
And a dangerous throw there, incomplete. He threw that into coverage. It was nearly intercepted.
I think he's got to be careful not to force anything into coverage right there. There weren't really any throwing lanes, but the best part for him, he's got 2nd and 3rd down to fall back on.
Darnold. Now a battle for the football. It's caught. Touchdown. T.J. Hockenson. A 9-yard touchdown grab. And the Vikings take a 3-touchdown lead. Well, just a sensational start for this offense, Charles. 3 drives, 3 passing touchdowns.
Is that like mentioning a perfect game in baseball, or are we cool to do it here in football, partner?
No, I think you can do it here in football. I think perfect game in baseball, that's its own category.
Yeah, I think you're right about that. Could not imagine a worse start for the secondary, or let's face it, a better one for this offense. No chance to stop passing now the way that it's going. I think we're going to continue to press the ball downfield and hopefully reap the same results.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And he'll wisely just take it near. This ball will come out to the 30-yard line. Here's the Los Angeles offense as they get set to take possession. Well, ZD, you kind of feel like they're in a bit of a danger zone right here because now you're down 3 scores. And I know we're in the first half, but the way this offense hasn't been able to generate anything, you feel like they probably need to get something going on this drive, right?
Yeah, and sometimes I overuse that this is an important possession, but I think this has to be a possession.
Puts it on the carpet, it's out, and the Vikings pick up the football. Inside the 20. And they are going to bring this one back. It's a fumble return, a scoop and score for the Vikings. Receiver turned in runner, then he turned into a fumbler, and it goes the other way for 6.
I love your description. For the offense, they're not too happy about it. But for the defense, what a big-time play for them. Never give up on anything. Sometimes you create your own points.
But the receiver, hard to fault him. He's just going for extra yards.
That's exactly what you're supposed to do, but you have to take care of the football.
Extra point splits the uprights, and the route is on here in this first half. The scoop and score, always an exciting play in football, and we witnessed it there, grabbing it off the ground and then rumbling it into the end zone for 6. And you can bet they're preaching 2 hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And he's able to get this across the 20, but not by much as he's marked down officially at the 21. The LA offense ready to go for their next drive. They're still in search of an initial first down as they come up here 1st and 10. Stafford's throw pulling by Atwell here. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. From up near the 40 now after the big play to start. Here's another 1st and 10. Up the middle, it's Williams. 2 yards on the carry. There will be 2nd down. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. We remind you that coming up at halftime, Jonathan Coachman will be alongside. He'll have highlights and analysis from Orlando of this first half of action. Gun. Here's Stafford. Going quickly there, but it's incomplete.
Had an open man that time, but ended up putting a little too much heat on it, don't you think, partner?
Absolutely. Just needed a touch more air under it. Instead, he fired an absolute bullet. So the failure to connect on 2nd down, that leaves him staring up here at a 3rd and 8. Got a man open. It's Tyler Higbee. And I don't think he got there. No. He's short by maybe a foot. Maybe. Call it 4th and inches.
I thought maybe when he caught it, he'd have a good chance of getting that first down, but that's a nice job of holding him up and preventing him from getting to the sticks.
Ethan Evans on now to punt. This is away, but boy, headed straight for the sidelines. So out of bounds on the punt, and the spot will be, the side judge says, right at the 35-yard line here. Minnesota's offense takes over possession. There's still more than a minute to go in the half. Time to try to mount a drive.
And I would think that they would have to. This is today's NFL. You got to push it whenever you get an opportunity. You could never have enough points with the high-powered offenses that you face. And analytics will tell you, try and score when given the opportunity.
That's caught inside the 20. And he's going to be out of bounds all the way down inside the 15. A big play there for Minnesota. 52 yards.
I'll tell you what, this is not going to be a fun discussion at halftime for this defense. They've been absolutely taken advantage of in the first half. And here's another play for big yardage.
A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a first down in the red zone. To throw is Darnold. There's Hawkinson in the end zone. Touchdown, Vikings. A great effort there with his 2nd touchdown of the game, number 8 on the season. And the Vikings are able to widen their lead here in this first half. So this is now 34-0 with the extra point pending. And Charles, I thought these guys might have the advantage coming in. I didn't expect this.
Well, I'm glad we're going with full transparency here because I didn't either. I thought we might be looking at a 24-20 type game, maybe 13-10 at the half. But this has been total, utter domination.
Extra point right down the middle. And the route is on here in this first half. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And they've got it up past the 35. It's pretty good starting field position. The Rams going to take over late in this first half. And with good starting field position and 3 timeouts as well in their pocket, no reason not to try and put a late scoring drive together. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Here's Stafford. And this one is going to be off the mark, too far out in front.
I tell you, Brandon, this defense is playing with some confidence. They haven't allowed a point yet. Flying to the football. I'm telling you, it's almost 11 to the ball on every snap. Another nice job there to force an incompletion.
And the pressure gets to him and brings him down. Stafford is sacked. The Rams going to go ahead and use the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. 3rd and long. It's Stafford. That's complete to his tight end, Higbee. And he can only manage to take this thing to the 38, well shy of the first down. That's good. The completion there for 7 yards. And it'll be 4th down.
Completion was given up, but that's why you play zone defense, so that you can have people run the ball when it's caught, and you don't give up much run after the catch.
Here's Ethan Evans now. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. Here's Powell on the return. He gets away from one. A good return there. 17 yards. And there'll be time for maybe one final play before halftime. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And with only 4 seconds on the clock, time likely 1 snap of the football. And this will go as a short gain on what will be the final act of this first half. So we have time. Our visitors, the Vikings, taking the lead to the locker room. As we'll send you back over to Orlando with our EA Sports Halftime Report, here's Jonathan Coachman.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. We'll get back to you and Charles in a minute. But first, time to give the folks at home a look at what's going on around the NFL. In the early window, lots of good matchups to choose from. We'll highlight the game in Detroit, a big one for the Lions, as they'll have to do battle with the Tennessee Titans. Then in the 4 Eastern window, it'll be a later than usual start in Cincinnati, where it'll be the Bengals taking on the Philadelphia Eagles. And finally, on Monday Night Football, a good blue-collar matchup, Giants and Steelers from Acrisure Stadium in Pittsburgh. In our game was Sam Darnold, who was on target in the first half. He's thrown for over 200 yards already, and his guys have the lead as well. As we get back to Brandon Gaudin.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. The Rams set to receive the second half kickoff, and they trail here, and we will soon play. From a yard or 2 deep, here comes the return. And he will make it to the 20-yard line, no further. Out come the Rams. They'll have it first here to begin the 3rd quarter. And they have a mountainous deficit looming in front of them. It was really a disaster of a first half, so where do they go from here?
Well, first thing they have to remember is that what's done is done, and there's no going back. And now you have to play this drive by drive. Obviously, come back in this spot, pretty unlikely, but you still have to go out, take pride in your work, and try to put something together in the second half.
Fighting, but he's got space.
Missed.
This will not go down. Still going. And finally down at the 32-yard line. The offense knew it. They were already starting to walk back. That one is accepted. Now we give up the middle to Williams. This will go as a gain of 7 as he gets it to the 30-yard line.
Good yardage there on first down. Exactly what you want. Get yourself set up to keep making first downs, keep the clock running. And if they're smart, you're starting to milk the clock. No hurry before you run your second down play.
And he takes a shot at the end of that play.
I got a kick out of that one, partner. I talk often about trying to hide receivers in certain situations, but a guy of his size can't really hide him. But the tight end drag route, definitely an effective way to sneak him across the formation for an easy completion and a first down.
And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. He was held with the catch in the first half, but he's got one here, and he also picks up a first down. Well, the margin on that scoreboard, obviously, for them, it looks daunting. And I don't know, Charles. They're probably not focused on that right now. Maybe just painting together a positive drive with plays like we just saw, giving themselves to build on.
Yeah, I think you're right about that. And what they have to be careful of is getting glued to that scoreboard, trying to do too much. Because if you do that, you're all but guaranteed to start making mistakes. Just focus on one play at a time and make each one successful.
A bit of an opening there on the first down run as they get this forward for about 6 yards. From the 38 now, here's 2nd and 4. Throwing is Stafford. Nowhere to go. He lost the football. But it looked like a Rams player was able to get his hands on it, yes. So they will hold on to the football indeed. We talk a lot about setting the tone to start the game. Well, you want to start the tone right in the third quarter as well, and nearly lost a football there in their first drive.
And sometimes we overdo it when we talk about halftime adjustments and what teams are going to do. Most of the time, it's just a matter of executing the game plan you brought in. But I'll guarantee you, they didn't draw that play up on the whiteboard at halftime. They're going to retain possession.
The good news, they kept the ball. Bad news, it's 3rd and long. Out of the gun, Stafford. Under pressure, they got him again. It's a loss of 10 on the sack, and it's to 4th.
It's been a tough one all game long for this offensive line. They're already down big, and now you know they're just going to come after the quarterback in a big way, don't you?
Yeah, they just can't get out of their own way right now. It's created an avalanche, and an avalanche is coming right on top of them. Here comes the Rams punter now, as he's on to punt for the 4th time tonight. So possession goes over here on the punt. And it will be first as they take over. There's a glimpse of Justin Jefferson, the wide receiver, as he and the Minnesota Vikings return back here on offense. And I know that they've double-teamed a couple times, but not a ton. Whatever they're doing isn't working. He's up over 100 yards. We'll see how they adjust.
And when they do that, they weaken their defense in other places as well. And how many times have we done games where we've seen a guy have a big game like this, but it's usually not by himself. Usually it opens it up for other people in that big game as well.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. They get 14 there. First down, Vikings. Well, up big, but still not hesitating to take some shots downfield, TD. I guess they really want to hammer home their dominance in this one.
Yeah, that much is apparent, partner. If they keep completing throws like that, they'll keep that gap awfully wide as they've established already.
1 quarter remains here in this Thursday night matchup. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now in Los Angeles. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the 4th quarter. A very one-sided affair. They'll try and run some clock now with Jones. Knifes his way forward here, but just 3 yards on the play. 2nd down.
Not a lot of running room there. Not a place to make a cut and kind of exit out because they had everything bottled up. Looked to me like the linemen were taking on their blocks really well and giving up no creases.
2nd down, another shot for Jones. And a gain of 4 gets him right to the midfield stripe.
It's been a struggle this entire game trying to move the ball on the ground. But every now and then you find a little chink in the armor, and that type of run right there lets them know that they can't stop every single run for almost no gain.
Well, they nearly sprung him that time as he takes this all the way down to the 37. 13 yards as the Vikings pick up the first down.
Brandon, when a defense just simply can't get off the field on third down, we all know how important that down is for both sides of the ball. You often feel like you're just a step behind whatever they're doing offensively.
And one of the differences in this, no doubt, third down conversion, and that is going to be a story they'll talk about after this one. After the run by Jones, here's 1st and 10. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And they'll snag about 5 yards down to the 32.
Offensive linemen love creating space for their guys carrying the ball, but when that guy also breaks tackles and creates extra yardage, they almost feel like he's one of them, and they really embrace him.
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So the Vikings in possession of the football as we get you reset. From the 32-yard line now, here's a 2nd and 5. Again, it's Jones. And he'll get this at the 30, 31-yard line. 5 yards on first down, but now just a 1-yard pickup there on second. Here's the 7th play of this drive. This is 3rd and 4. Here's Darnold. And that'll wind up incomplete. Nearly their first pick of the game, but it does bring up 4th down. Well, up big here in the fourth quarter, up really big. That pass and incompletion, I don't think they needed the completion, but Charles, this is an offense right now that they're just having fun. They're clicking on all cylinders.
Yeah, you're right. They didn't need completion. They certainly don't need any more points, but they're not going to turn down. They're going to continue to run what they have in their playbook, and they still want to run efficiently.
Ultimately, not really sure that they're going to need those 3 points, but they'll take the 3 and they pad that lead.
Yeah, this one's already wrapped up, but you and I both know if you're an offensive coordinator, you never let up on the game unless the head coach tells you to do so. And maybe you clicked him off in your headset so you can keep calling plays and trying to add to this lead.
The kickoff unit is out on the field. They will send this one away. And they're going to have really good starting field position here. Let's take it up close to the 40. LA readies for its next possession. I hate to say it, but at this point, I don't really know that they're playing to win with this deficit in the fourth quarter. They're just trying to erase that 0 on the scoreboard, Charles, and get some type of momentum to carry into the film session tomorrow.
And any type of points on the board, it'll count as a moral victory, although no one will talk about that in the post-game press conference. That's not something you mention in the NFL. And this loss, it already stings and will for a while, but everyone that offense knows it'll sting a lot worse if they don't put some points up on the...
Oh, that's into double coverage and intercepted. Picked by Bynum. And the Vikings are going to take over once again at their own 37-yard line. CD, this defense, man, this rate, they're just having fun out there right now.
And normally with this type of lead, if you're a starter on defense, you're saying, hey, let the other guys play. But with this going on, no one will come out of the game. They all want their shot at picking off a pass.
And they will take it near. And they'll indeed take a knee. winning team here, Charles. That's about as big and clean of a win as you could hope for in the National Football League. No turnovers. You meanwhile forced turnovers. You didn't allow any points, and you put up a bunch of points. What an effort.
And Brandon, I just have to ask you, that's all the stuff that we saw happen today. Those are statistics, numbers, the whole deal. But my question is, how does one team come ready to play and the other one, obviously, not ready at all?
Boy, I mean, I obviously don't have an answer to that, but that was the story from the get-go. One side was awake and ready, and the other just seemed to sleep. So for the Vikings, their winning ways continue as they get it up to 7-0. And they'll get a few extra days to get ready for next week. Meanwhile, for the Rams, they dropped just their second game so far as they fall to 5-2. And they'll be on the road next week as they get a date with the Seahawks in Seattle. So that'll do it for us. For my partner, Charles Davis, and all the hard-working men and women on our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL right here on EA Sports. With that, we say good night from Los Angeles.